Let's talk about the narcissistic collapse. There are three huge events in a narcissist's life that will cause them to collapse. The first one is a loss of wealth or status. See, these people, they seek validation from other people, and they want other people to notice that nice car that they drive, that big house that they have, that fancy degree that they have, whatever it may be. But when those things start falling apart for them, and they usually do with a narcissist, because the narcissist, they do so much harm to other people, and God has it out for these evil demonic people, okay? And he's not going to let it play out like that, okay? So when they lose their wealth, they lose their status, they feel defeated. Let me tell you, they cannot move on from that. That is what they've built their identity around. It's all they talk about, it's all they think about, it's what they're formed their identity around, okay? So they experience a massive identity collapse when this happens, okay? And do you know what? For the narcissist, it is inevitable with the way that they do people dirty, with how they treat people, that God eventually is going to step in and he's going to take that which the devil gave these people. And let me tell you, they got these gifts from the devil, okay? No doubt about it. God's going to take back double and he's going to give it to you, okay? Because of your trouble. Double for your trouble, okay? Listen to me. So the next big event in a narcissist's life is when the flying monkeys begin to turn on them. When the flying monkeys, sometimes they may get together amongst themselves and start talking, and things aren't adding up. These flying monkeys, while they may not be the brightest crayons in the box, okay, they know enough to understand that over time they're seeing that the people that these narcissists attack, they're not bad people, that they're actually a lot more. They have better morals, they have more integrity, they're harder workers, they're more intelligent, etc., etc., etc. And the narcissist flying monkeys get together amongst themselves and they start to talk like, are we missing out? Are we missing out on good people because we keep listening to this buffoon? and everybody that they say is such a bad person is not showing us. They're not demonstrating that. They're not demonstrating that they're crazy or unstable or thieves or drug addicts or whatever it is that the narcissist has said about you. And if you're a chosen one, it's even your own family. I know it's mine. They've called me everything under the sun for years and years and years. And a lot of people who went along with these narcissists came to see with time that they were so wrong. But you know what? That door is locked. It's closed, and they'll never have that chance, to be in my life because of the things that they did. They showed me who they are. They showed their hand. They showed me their true colors. And so for me, and it should be for you, the door is locked, okay? But they learned a valuable lesson that these narcissists can't be trusted. And let me tell you, people are educating themselves, and I'm so happy about that because I see it all over social media that people are learning about these narcissists and the narcissists that have been in their life this entire time without them realizing it. Listen to me, a lot of people are being abused and they don't even realize it because these narcissists are so crafty, they're so slick with how they abuse you. You don't even realize it. Okay, but people are waking up and they're starting to see how these people operate, that they're infested with demons. Okay, they've got demons inside of them. People are starting to acknowledge that the spiritual world is real. Okay, it's not a figment of our imaginations, that the chosen ones and people that are called, they're not crazy after all, that these things really do exist, that we live in a the spiritual world, that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. Okay, so one of the third big events in a narcissist's life that causes a narcissist collapse is when their children walk away, because they craft this illusion to everybody else that they are the fathers of the years, the mother of the year, etc., etc. And especially if you're come from a family of divorced parents, right? It'll always be, this battle if your parents are narcissists and they're going to want to make this parent look bad or make that parent look bad, and they're the good parent and the other one is the problem. You know the drill, okay? But eventually that child walks away from the situation, and that causes a narcissistic collapse, because it's not natural, okay? It's not natural for a child to walk away from their parents or walk away from their family. There is more to the story when it comes to these kind of situations, and I think people are starting to wake up and realize that maybe it's not always the child that's the problem. Maybe it's not always the unruly child or the ungrateful child or something like that. That maybe there's something wrong with these parents, that there's something wrong with these families, because that's the case. Because why else would you walk away from your own family unless they've caused you a great amount of grief, unless they've shut doors of opportunity, unless they've turned people against you, etc., etc., interfered in your relationships, interfered with your own family, perhaps with your own children, okay? That is the point for a lot of people where they say, enough is enough, I cannot take this anymore, because you've been destroyed my entire life, okay? And I'm always the one that's left to pick up the pieces while you continue on, and unbothered and unfazed by these horrible things that you've done to your own child, okay? This will cause a great deal of narcissistic collapse, because people are not as naive as they used to be. They used to automatically side with the narcissist. They used to automatically blame the child or blame the ex or blame whoever. But people are waking up. They're starting to realize that not only is narcissism real, and it's a pervasive problem, more so than we'd like to admit, they're also realizing that there's demons behind these people, and that this is a spiritual thing, and that the people that are often shunned by the narcissist are the ones that you actually would want in your life. These are the ones that are carrying the light. You, the chosen one, you are honest, you are ethical, you're a hard worker, you're always willing to help, etc., etc., etc. You have that Midas touch, you have that heart of gold, okay? And people are starting to wake up, and it's slow though, right? I mean, we're not there yet, but people are starting to really understand that there's more to this scenario than that the child is just ungrateful, or the child just is, spoiled, or blah, 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 right? Okay, and even better yet, that even if that was the case, who raised them, okay? Who raised that child? But, I mean, we're not going to go there because that's not the case, but that's one way to really turn the tables on the narcissist. Like, okay, well, you raised me, so whatever. But anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day. And stay blessed, keep walking with God, and I'll catch you later. Bye.